All right, good morning, everyone. We'll go ahead and get started with Coach Traylor. You'll just use the raise hand function. I'll call on you. JJ, you're up first.
Hey, Jeff, how you doing this morning?
Good, JJ. How are you?
Not too bad. Thanks for joining us. What's the mood like with the guys, or how did they practice yesterday and today, and do you have any, I guess, worries about rust after being off for so long?
Yeah, we do. We talked to them about it. It's a fine line. Uh, Having a fresh team, guys with some good mindset, healthy, at the risk of maybe not being as sharp, not as conditioned. We were really playing great football at the end there in November. We're hitting our stride, so to say, and it's just a fine line. We're all having to balance right now. It'll be about 5 weeks, I think, we play. The last time we played, and so yes, it's a balancing act, JJ, that we're all trying to walk carefully right now.
This Louisiana Lafayette team has a pretty good rushing attack. What do you guys have to do to slow them down?
Well, they've got two great backs. They've each had over 1,000 yards in the season. Their quarterback is great with his legs and with his arms. They're a great dual threat quarterback. They do a really good job of committing to the run and their play action pass, necking game, getting that quarterback out on the edge. He's really good. When he tucks the ball down and run, it's a scary thing. And so our defense will have their work cut out for them for sure.
Do you compare this matchup to sort of the BYU game you guys had? That was a nationally ranked team away from home. Is that something you could draw upon?
As far as being, double-digit underdog again, nobody giving us a chance. The psychology of it, yes, but they're very different teams as far as style of play. But as far as the analogy of no one giving us a chance, that mindset, I would say that's very fair.
Okay, Greg.
Jeff, what did it mean to you to see the number of guys on your team who earned all-conference recognition this year?
I'm always thrilled for those guys when they get recognized. When you win, there's enough for everyone. When you lose, there's never enough. And as thrilled as I was for everybody, our defense was that upset that we had that many honorable mention picks. And I told them, I was very honest, we didn't win the league. We didn't win it. So if we want to get more first and second team players, we need to go win the league next year. This has been a great story, and I'm really happy for our kids, and they deserve it because there's 19 of them that got recognized plus 4 freshmen. So really 23 of them got recognized. So I'm not a great math student, but I know 0 preseason, 23 postseason. That's a pretty nice upgrade on the old sliding scale.
It seems like you guys have made the switch this week to talking about trust the triangle. That seems to be the hashtag you're going with. Can you tell us a little bit about that, what that means for you guys?
Well, it's just, we go through it on our fingers we pick one per week, and it was time for trust the process. So we just put in the word triangle instead of process. For us, trust the process is, control the things we can control, and the triangle is something we can control. We can be physical on defense. We can commit to being a great team run. We can play great special teams. I know that y'all have only heard us say that 10 trillion times this year, but it's who we are, and we want to be true to who we are Saturday. Whatever the score is, whatever that score turns out, we'll worry about that those last 4 to 6 minutes of the ball game. But until then, we got to be true to our culture, show up, and play the way we play football.
Why do you say that those aspects of the game travel better than other parts of the game? What is it about that allows you to take that on the road?
Because, when you get into bowl games, ABC, you're outside, wind, weather, there's just a lot of different components there. And as long as you play great defense and you're physical, you're going to have a chance because it's going to keep giving you opportunities on offense. When you run the ball tough, it also sends a mindset. It's a mental and physical mindset of this team will not go away. But in the fourth quarter, they're still going to be pounding on us. And we say it all the time. A champion has the ability to play one play longer than his opponent. At some point, everybody quits. Can we push off our quitting point longer than the other team? That's what defines what a champion really is.
Does Louisiana show a lot of those same qualities? Are they like a triangle of toughness type of team themselves?
I couldn't agree more. And that's what I've challenged our team. Can we catch up? Can 6 months catch up to 3 years? Coach Napier has done a great job of establishing his culture. You can tell they're very bought into him. 3-year starter at quarterback, 3-year starters at running backs, offensive line. You look on their whole team, a lot of them, if not 3-year starters, 2-year starters for sure. You can just tell they're a very veteran team that's used to winning.
JJ?
Coach, Sincere McCormick was just named Conference USA Offensive Player of the Year. What's your reaction to that? And can you just kind of put into words what he's meant to your guys this season?
Well, it's a tremendous compliment to our entire team. That's the first thing Sincere would tell you. Our offensive line takes great pride in that. Our tight ends, our receivers, our quarterback carrying out fakes. We're very committed to being a great team run. But as far as speaking to Sincere, couldn't happen to a more humble young man. He had a great practice yesterday. If you came and watched us practice, there's no way in the world you would pick he's the conference player of the year because he practices so hard. You think he might be over there with his, helmet and shoulder pads off, just getting ready for the ball game. That's not Sincere McCormick. He works his tail off every day, every play. He is the epitome of what our culture is about. And we're thrilled to have number 3 on our squad.
Your punter, Lucas Dean, was named Special Teams Player of the Year. You've mentioned several times this season that he's been a weapon for you guys. Can you just talk a little bit about what he's brought to the table?
Well, back early in the year, we were really struggling on offense. He was about the highlight of our offense. I mean, he was like the best play. I got excited to watch him go out there and punt it. And I'm being slightly facetious, but I really am not. He was that good. I don't remember which game it was. It just seemed like he kept hitting the ball inside the 10-yard line. He's a weapon. Once again, our Navy SEALs take great pride in protecting him. His snapper, Caleb Camtrell, his shield that protects him. I know Dom takes great pride in that. And speaking on Lucas, another great human. He works his tail off every day. He's the epitome of our culture again, and couldn't happen to a nicer guy than Lucas, and very thrilled for Sincere as well.
Jeff, my last question for you today is about the COVID. Has there been any impact or any disruption to y'all's practices with that?
We did not get the results back from last night. Still don't have them back today because we had to push practice back. I just didn't want to risk that some guys being around each other that might have it. So we pushed everything back. We're still waiting. We don't have the results back yet for today.
Okay, RJ, we'll go to you.
Yeah, Coach, just a quick question about Frank Harris and just what he's meant to you and your staff this first year and everything that he's kind of overcome to sort of get to this point, his first, full season pretty much as the starting quarterback and really kind of turning into what this program wanted him to be when he first signed with UTSA?
First of all, Frank was one of the first kids that bought into us as a new staff. At our very first staff meeting, I told them 20% of those guys are going to buy in from the beginning, 40% of them, to maybe 60% of them will probably be just kind of wait and see. And the rest of them are going to be against no matter what. And Frank was never one of those guys. He was bought in from the very beginning. He's helped lead us. He's helped transform our culture. He's a winner. He's an unbelievable human. And he's a blast to coach every day. He really is.
Thanks, Coach.
Hey, Greg, back to you.
Jeff, I know you talked last week about getting the guys to Topgolf, trying to make it like a bowl week atmosphere. How are you trying to do some of those things this week?
We're just so fearful of COVID right now that we've kind of backed off some of that. Topgolf did a great job of hosting us Thursday night and did a great job of social distancing. Even then, quite a few of our players decided not to go. They just didn't want to risk it. It is what it is. And we had great plans and things we wanted to do for them. We are having a Christmas party for them Thursday. All my coaches' wives wrapped all their presents. And we're going to open presents. Each group, we're going to have a favorite Christmas Carol sing-off. And which group wins the sing-off is going to get some wings. So that's about it. We also have Friday when we get there, we're going to have their bowl gifts with bows and ribbons on them as well. We're going to try to make this as much like Christmas as possible for these young men. I know it sounds awful corny. I am pretty corny, honestly, but that's what we're doing, honestly.
And really, it's been months now that they've had to try to, play it safe and limit what they do and go through all the COVID testing on top of just the grind of the season. As it heads into this, hopefully, probably the last week of the year for you guys, how are they holding up mentally and physically to that whole grind of the year?
It's been a beatdown, Greg. I'll be very honest with you. But we can see the light right now. We can see the end. And I expect today to be a great practice. We've not had a bad Tuesday practice all year. And we're going to go full pads and be physical again today. We were yesterday. We've got great kids. I heard Coach Saban say after the Alabama won the SEC championship that when your very best players are also your best people, you have a chance to have a great culture. And our very best players at UTSA are our very best people. So that helps a head coach establish a great culture because the players I coach are such great people.
How big is their motivation this week to win the game? A lot of programs, they talk about reaching bowls, and then when they get there, you see there's different levels of intensity with that. Where is your guys' motivation at in terms of just coming out with the win in this one?
We don't talk about it very much. We just don't. There's a certain time in the game to worry about it. We don't chase points. We don't go for two early. We're going to do all those things late in the game, and we're going to trust the triangle. We're going to try to be the most physical defense there Saturday, be the most physical team running the football, and have the best specialists and the best kids covering. And when it gets time to start worrying about the points, we'll get there. But we're going to stay true to who we are, show up, and be people of integrity, be passionate, be mentally and physically tough, be selfless, and give perfect effort. And we're going to pound that fist and trust the process, Greg, and try to win that day. And that's what we're going to do.
Have you talked to them about maybe what it means for program history, first bowl win and setting the wins record? Are those things that you guys are looking at this week?
We do mention it. We do. I just don't want it to be the singular focus. Obviously, the objective is to always win the game. I don't want to be naive and sound silly, but we just don't keep our singular focus there. We do mention them. It's one of the great things about coming to play here at UTSA. We're a 10-year program. There's all types of records that can be broken. We just broke all kinds of records of all of our all-conference selections. We're going to our second bowl in the history of our school. We have a chance to win 8 games, which will match the record. So we know all those things. We just don't. It's not where our singular focus is. Our singular focus is on going to have the very best practice we can have today. And if we keep stacking those days on top of each other, those wins will take care of themselves eventually.
As you sort of set out to build the program here and set that foundation, how much does it help with connecting with whether it's fans or boosters, current players, even like recruiting classes, to have a winning season under your belt the first year and to have a bowl appearance now that you're going to?
I think it's huge. Let's be honest. We pride ourselves on being some nice guys. We've hired a bunch of nice coaches. We're good people. I mean, we're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But I would imagine all of y'all were probably like sitting around in your private time going, man, I hope this guy can coach a little bit. It'd be fun. He actually is nice to us. His coaches are nice to us. Our recruits, I'm sure they were loving talking to us and chatting it up with us and enjoy being around us. But it's like I said when I first got hired. If kids know you love them, they're going to play really hard for you. But when they know you can make them better and you love them, there's nothing they won't do. So all the winning does and going to bowl games and all that stuff, it just might solidify the doubters. But there was nobody in our locker room that was doubting us when we got coaching.
kind of the unique dynamic that makes this year different is the extension of eligibility for everybody. How does that sort of impact your, well, you know, if you have a lot of these kids back for an extra year and like the younger guys are going to be here a year longer, how does that impact when the next groups come in, just having the culture set and being able to really establish what you want to do?
You know what? It's a blessing for me. I'm glad the transfer portal is open. I mean, you should recruit your own kids anyway. I mean, you should never stop recruiting your kids. What is recruiting? Recruiting is just putting your best foot forward. It's loving your kids, being the very best you can be for them. That's what we should do every day. You should never, ever stop recruiting your own kids. Recruit your own roster. I hate the word de-recruit. Whoever came up with that, it just shows they really weren't about kids. When our kids are signed here and committed, they're treated the exact same way. We don't treat them any differently. So our players are our best recruiters because they all talk. They all talk to each other. And if we don't attract that type of player, we're okay with that. We don't want to talk kids into coming to play for us. We want kids that want to be in our locker room. We want it to be a mindset that our kids must be here. They want to be here. They don't want a break from us. They don't want to get away from us. They enjoy coaches pouring into them. We've got a great thing we're doing today in our team meeting. I'm excited about this, some self-analysis of each other. And we're going to take some notes on that. We're really trying to make each kid the very best man he can be. My record, Greg, is going to be determined in 30 years from now. When Rashad Wisdom and Sincere McCormick and Lucas Dean, all those guys are grown up, what type of men are they? Are they giving back to the country or are they taking? And that's what coaching really is. So we're recruiting our roster every day.
What do you expect the response from fans and supporters to be like next year when hopefully everything's back to normal? How do you think you've connected with them through this season?
I hope that would be positive. You know, obviously I don't know that, but I know we put a good product on the football field. Our kids play the right way. They love San Antonio. That hashtag 210 triangle up. It's not coincidence. We planned all of that because we want the city to embrace us. We embrace our city. So I hope it's all positive. Obviously, I believe the vaccine will have something to do with that. The safety everybody feels will have something to do with that. But when it comes to, if you got a Saturday and you want something fun to do for about 4 hours, I've got some great kids. It'll be fun to watch in that Alamo Dome next year.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Anything else for Coach Traylor? All right, thanks. We'll get players here shortly.
Yeah,
Thanks.
BirdsUp.